Welcome to the Jaden Show. Good morning, good evening, good night, good day, wherever you are in the world. I wanted to wish you a happy Sunday, and I hope you're looking forward to my show today. I certainly am. I'm going to go all the way to Canada to meet Annaa Soleseis, singer, songwriter, producer, multi-instrumentalist, which in itself completely impresses me as I can only play the triangle, and even I do that quite badly as well, to be fair. I think we should go and listen to a bit of this young lady. Let's go and watch the video to decide. This is Annaa Soleseis. We'll speak to her in a minute.
Do you conceal? Did I crack your secret seal? Are you
Let's go and meet this week's very special guest, the amazing Annaa Soleseis. Annaa Soleseis, welcome to Mexico and the Jaden Show. How are you doing, lovely?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, actually. You're looking very glamorous today. Is it lovely, warm thermals in Nova Scotia, Canada?
Oh, we're having lovely rain today.
Really? Good for the garden.
Yes.
Absolutely. And good for productivity and creativity, because if you're stuck inside, I can see all those guitars behind you. You got no excuse, lady.
Right. No, recording all day long.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about you. What's your name and where'd you come from? No, like how did it all start? So you're younger, you're chilling at home. What music are you listening to?
I start off very influenced by ABBA and Billy Joel. Those were my first two records. I tell everybody it was Glass Houses, but in actuality, my first record was ABBA Voulez-Vous.
Voulez-vous. Oh, I love. I've just actually just to chip in because I do get carried away with things that I love. I've just found I'm singing different songs here. I used to sing classical, crossover, and kind of semi-opera, but now I'm really, because I live in a touristy place, I'm singing everything, and I've just found all these backing tracks to the Voulez-vous album.
Oh wow!
So I am all over Tiger, Angel Eyes, like So I'm really feeling those grooves at the moment. Okay, just had to share that with you because I love ABBA.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so ABBA, Billy Joel.
Yeah, Glass Houses was a big favorite of mine starting off, and that's kind of really what got me into my rock pattern. After that, it kind of went to the high school years of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, Led Zeppelin, The Beatles.
That's kind of a jump from ABBA, to be fair.
It was, and I was with a gang of people that were maybe not such big ABBA fans, so I was a closet ABBA fan for a good part of my life, and then later on, I reintroduced myself to them, and I was such a big fan again.
Sweet. That's amazing. So did you think, when you're kind of listening to this kind of rock and this heavier stuff, did you think when I grow up I want to be a rock star, or was it kind of just you're just a listener and just enjoyed music and that was kind of all it was ever going to be?
I always wanted to be the performer that inspired other people to play music as well. And when I started guitar in grade 7, I had huge aspirations. I can remember telling my teacher, "This is it. I'm going to be a rock star." I sucked really bad. I sucked for a long time, but I remember telling my teacher, "This is it. This is what I want to do." And he just kind of looks down his nose at me and says, "You know, most people don't make it as musicians." And that kind of like bled all the air out of my tires, but I kept at it, right? I really been working hard, especially recently too, when I started doing my own originals.
Okay. So were you in any bands at school, or did you kind of, I mean, when did it go from kind of telling teacher that you wanted to be a rock star to actually making positive moves to making that happen, or things like were evolving, like bands and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I was part of the senior high school jazz band, playing guitar, and again, I was horrible. After that, I was in a few cover bands throughout the years. I've hosted open jam nights at a local place where I used to live. And that, more than anything, really, I think, kind of blossomed my creativity, my understanding, and my comfort of working with other people, right? I mean, it's like right now I'm kind of locked in the studio. I'm still kind of in isolation. I do in the studio. But back then, getting to discover not only music within you, but how to connect it with other musicians, other people, with the audience in such a large, such a small, such an intimate setting. I really think back to those days as some of my most influential and what brought me here, because anybody could show up, from the Trues to Bob next door, and we all played and grabbed whatever instruments were available or that we had, and we just had so much fun. And I've always wanted to keep that. No matter what I do with my music, I always want to keep that fun with it.
Amazing. Well, it is fun, and it can become, I think, sometimes as an artist as well, sometimes you kind of lose that in this need for others to see your gift. I think when you just do it because you love to do it and you love the connections it makes, the energy it makes, then it just becomes fun again. When there's no expectations, it just is your journey, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so easy for the ego to get involved. It's like, oh my God, that song wasn't as good as my last one. Or trying to like do the comparison, or I'm not as good as this musician. But at the end of the day, when you just get to connect with somebody that says, "Oh my God, I love this song," or when you sang about that, it really meant something to me. Like, yes, I would love to be flying my Learjet to the next concert, but in actuality, just having somebody say that they appreciated my music, to me, that is the greatest sense of success, because I've connected with somebody else, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the magic within the music, right? Absolutely. Although a swimming pool would be lovely. I'm bloody hot. So
Right?
new pair of shoes, because the other one's got holes in. You know, these are things that would be great. But as your teacher said, you don't really make it in music. You
No.
spend a lot more money making it than you do ever from it, I think, over the years.
Guilty. Right, yeah.
Guitars
These
behind it.
things-
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. So you are, this is not easy to say, a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes.
So you obviously you don't just play guitar. What else do you play apart from triangle and piccolo?
Yeah, I started off as everybody else did with the recorder back in elementary school, right? And all the other banging instruments that I'm sure my parents preferred I not play at home. But I started with the guitar, especially the acoustic guitar. It's just such a raw, such a beautiful instrument to get into. And that's all I wanted to do. And I had, during this open jam mic, I also was working with another band who said, "Hey, we're looking for a bass player." And between getting to jam bass with other people, because let's face it, everybody wants to jump on guitar, I really learned some of the intricacies of bass. I mean, bass is an instrument unto itself. I thought it's just a guitar with 4 strings. It's like, no, it's so much more involved. And I'm not saying I'm a great bass player, but having that skill then to program drums, have acoustic, have electric guitar, have bass, I'm all of a sudden writing my own songs, especially early in the pandemic when I didn't have anything else to do and I'm in lockdown. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to go stir crazy here. Yeah. So bass really became instrumental in finishing these songs, right? I mean, the drum loops, programming the beats is important, but once you have that, and once you have the bass locked down, then guitar is so much more room to be guitar instead of having to be all the instruments in one. And then when I started recording my first album, it's like, I want strings for the song. How do I get violins and violas and cellos? And I picked up a MIDI controller, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I also learned singing. So my next instrument, I hope, will be saxophone.
Oh, nice. Do like a nice sax.
Yeah.
I can't play anything. I bought myself a ukulele about 6 weeks ago. I tuned it thanks to a YouTube tutorial. And it's probably out of tune now because I haven't actually touched it since. I've not had time to touch it since. Brought a guitar, got a keyboard, even forgotten how to play chopsticks. So my goal this year is to become at least able to tap out a little tune on anything. Would be quite nice.
It is. And it's just such, I mean, when I was going through my early years and I didn't get to be myself, so I was kind of locked in the closet, as you were. Mm-hmm. I spent so much time alone with the guitar, and just having that extra voice to give your emotions an outlet. I recommend it to everybody. Yeah, get into it.
Yeah, it's a therapist.
Just play, right? Just play. You don't have to be great. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be anything other than just play what you want. And then
all you have to be is just to be, right? You're just you and that therapist, that guitar, whatever it is. Yeah. I remember my thing was literally being a big ABBA fan. Obviously, didn't know whether my love for Olivia Newton-John was because I wanted to marry her or be her. I mean, it literally was. I was just completely blown away by Olivia Newton-John for my whole entire life, actually. And my therapy, literally, I didn't have hardly any friends at school. Didn't hang around with anyone. Was pure geek boy. And in fact, I looked like Harry Potter before Harry Potter looked like Harry Potter. I mean, that's bass and haircut, big round glasses, thick as bloody goldfish tank. So I really wasn't a pretty boy. And my best friend was my little tiny tape deck and learning harmonies. I was born in 73 and I found a cassette player in 75 singing harmony to ABBA, Knowing Me, Knowing You. So I was 2 years old and I'd already started to blend into voices and to get a little bit of harmonizing it too, which I so that was my therapy. Was literally my best friends were Abba, Olivia, you know, like all the people that I hung out with after school and after, you know, stuff like that. It's amazing. So you started obviously playing instruments. When did you find your voice?
Yeah. Oh, here's a story I haven't told anybody. I was in primary grade 1, and I wanted to be part of the choral. And being who I was never comfortable with my voice, and I'm practicing, and I had adenoids removed when I was young, so I had tubes in my ears, and I had voice issues. And I was told by my music teacher, it's like, you will never sing. Forget about trying to sing. And I believed her for 40 years of my life, right? So I never dared try. I never dared try to learn. I always had this shame about my voice. But early in the pandemic, I believe it was 2 years ago, almost exactly, I saw a newspaper ad saying, "Find Your Voice is looking for LGBTQ people to offer vocal lessons for music or for your for whatever," right? So I contacted them, and that's when I went from having 32 songs pre-recorded instrumental to starting to work on singing. And I worked very extensively with them to learn how to sing. I'm not saying I'm a great singer, but I'm learning, right? And finally have the confidence. And it was literally 2 years ago when a professional voice instructor working with me said, "You have a beautiful voice. It's different, but it works." And I cried when I heard that, right? Because finally it's like I get to complete these songs. These songs meant so much to me that getting to record the music, write the vocals, have the lyrics, and sing, all of a sudden this level of confidence didn't just affect my music ability or my recording ability, but started affecting everything in my life and really gave me the confidence to love being myself and not be worried about what other people think. And that's been huge, right?
It is. I hadn't sung for quite a while, and like I said, I was completely. Olivia Newton-John just reminded me all of my youth, all my growing up, that my issues, my skating down outside the house of my parents' house, singing Xanadu, and and everything. It just reminded me of probably harder times, but simpler times, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
When I was just me, I was just just Jaden, and it's quite interesting. I'd read a book and I was going through a bit of a depression at the time, and I decided that actually I should shut my mouth and just get on with looking at what can I give to life? What can I bring? So I decided I wanted to set up a group of people that wanted to sing but didn't feel they could sing, and teach them, I think it was something like 25 Olivia Newton-John songs, and then we would tour it raising money for Olivia's breast cancer campaigns, which we done. But it was really interesting because it wasn't about these people. It wasn't about teaching them to sing because they couldn't sing. It actually was almost like a therapy. It almost became, these people were so scared of having a voice. Because when you sing, I guess you're bearing your soul, right? You're in a very vulnerable position. So it was about giving these people the confidence to open their mouth, and that it changed my life by watching how these people grew. I mean, and some of them couldn't sing, and would never, couldn't really hold a tune. But it wasn't about that, actually. It was about these people just having the confidence just to be themselves, and that was really cool.
Nice.
So I get that it's not just about your image of your voice. It's about your fear of opening your mouth and being your authentic self, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, I'm pleased you're singing now. Bloody amazing. So where do you go from here? So now you're working on your albums, right?
Yeah, I released my third album, which, funny enough, is what I started doing, right? I mean, the summer 3 years ago, really now, I started just recording music because I needed something to do. Mm-hmm. And I was able to finally add the vocals to them the end of last year and released the album in February. And it kind of got to bring this full circle. And right now I'm working on the fourth album, which is the final songs of this period.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of closing up this transitionary period of my life. I'm on my third song of my fourth album. I hope to have it up maybe by the end of the year. I got this thing where I got to like make money to pay for this apartment. So that's taking time away from actually working on the music. But I'm spending still a lot of time working on this. Beyond that, obviously I want to keep recording, but I want to get back to working with other musicians as well. Side projects, being in a band that doesn't even have to be my songs, whether it's playing at the local bars with other
Would you
people.
sing now? Would you sing in the band, or would you just go back to hiding behind a guitar?
I would do anything. Absolutely, right? This is
That's what it's
who
about.
I am now. Yeah, there's no going back. It's like
Sweet.
my path is forward. I don't think that I need to be the singer, but if that's what fit the bill, then absolutely, right? I mean,
Have you done any live performances actually singing yet?
no. Well, yes, I was in a band. Geez, must be almost 14 years ago now. And we did play live. And one night, the drummer who sang backup had a sore throat and didn't have a mic set up. So we had me singing backups as well. And I probably was horrible. I don't know. But technically, I did do singing and playing guitar that night. I was kind of surprised that I could do both because I didn't practice.
And did you enjoy it?
Absolutely, right? I mean, nothing makes you feel like more like you're performing than to be involved in singing the song, because this is the message that people are getting. Honestly, like, yeah, I'm a guitarist. I love guitar. I love to rock out. I love doing these great solos that come from the heart. It is the words and the music and the story that people grab a hold of.
The
And when
delivery,
you're part of that, you're part of them, right? You can almost drag them out with their emotions and just pull them along. And I would do that again, sure.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to. I want to see videos on YouTube. I want live concert events. We'll have to do another interview when you have your tour starting.
Absolutely.
That'll be bloody amazing. Where can people find you on social media?
I have a presence just about everywhere. Buy my album off my website, please. I'm at annaasoleseis.com. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Threads. And
What's Threads?
Threads is Mark Zuckerberg's new Twitter competitor that he's introduced to try to take some of the money away from the person who I will not name, who bought Twitter, right? So there's kind of this battle, this new market that Instagram, Facebook is trying to get with Threads. So, and I'm everywhere. YouTube, most of my stuff's on YouTube, and I also do some of my video diaries on there as well that go very in depth into some of my transition and some of my background and some of my music as well. So I'm just about everywhere.
Fantastic. So people at home, go and find Annaa wherever you can find her, because why wouldn't you? Quite frankly, now you've met her, I can see you're already saying, shut up, Jaden, I need to go and follow her social media platform. So go and do that. We actually just hang on for a couple of minutes, then you can go and do that. Annaa, thank you so much for being part of my show.
Thank you, Jaden. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bloody lovely to meet you and bloody lovely to chat to you. I hope that we'll keep in touch. And I also, well, if you ever need a collaborator, I know
Sounds
some
good.
kind of
Absolutely. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Absolutely. And when like things happen, like other albums come out and all that kind of jazz, let's do another interview. Let's chat. Let's keep my 13 fans and 2 whippets up to date with what's going on.
I'll bring my 5s along and we'll have a party.
Fantastic. Love it. Love it. I wish you all the love and success in the world. Keep being amazing. Keep pushing your comfort zones. Keep singing. That would be lovely. Maybe we'll even do a duet.
Yeah, seriously, let's do some of this.
We'll talk offline. You have a think about something. I'm up for it. Absolutely.
Right on. I appreciate this very much, and it is such a pleasure meeting you. I thank you with all my heart.
You're so welcome, and we'll definitely catch up soon. Take care, lovely.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. How super cool is she? Annaa, wish you all the luck in the world. So excited about your new albums and EPs and everything that you're going to be doing in the music world. People at home, please go and show Annaa some support. Go and check out our social media. Go and download and stream her songs. Go and show love. I know you will, because I have the best audience ever. Thank you so much for being part of my show, everybody. I hope you and I wish you a wonderful new week. I really pray it's amazing for you. Please don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms. If you haven't already, make sure you've subscribed to this channel and tell your neighbors, your friends, your family, your dog, and even your enemies to do the same. That would be lovely. You take very good care of yourself. We'll be back next week with another super special guest on another super special, The Jaden Show. Between now and then, stay beautiful, and I'll see you next week on The Jaden Show. Take care. Bye-bye.